welcome back. We're playing DreadLore, a new TTRPG that rewards immersive gameplay. Tonight's game is Into Space! In DreadLore, players use their character traits to gain a bit of control over the fiction. If their task is opposed or particularly difficult, they have to throw down the dice. Oh, no!
Throw down!
I'm going to introduce the cast real fast. I am Jazzi Cabbage and Cherokee Sue. We have Howl, that is Dolby, Andrea Elliott-Johnson, which is Katrina, Daniel Holker, which is Burgess, Burgess, question mark. Max is Silas, and our wonderful arbiter, Bill Bunkum. Give us the Princess Diana wave. Thanks to the music from All Lowercase Letters and Mr. Interrupt, and our Patreon peeps, Nostalgic, Natalia Cline, Tim Roberts, Daniel Holker. Thanks to Couchfire Media for the production and the visuals. Thanks to Relay Productions for whatever they do.
Whatever they do.
What is our sponsor?
Tonight's sponsor is a field outside of Winesburg, Ohio, of dying corn. This field, as a result of 6 weeks of neglect on the part of whoever planted it, is slowly being overrun by Johnson weed. And the chances that it will one day yield an edible crop of corn are slowly being overshadowed by the inevitability that it will one day be more useful as compost.
Fields of Dreams.
I feel like that's me. Okay. As you all listen, everybody else is gonna die.
It is not amazing.
You are a sack of poo-poo. Listen, maize is not corn, okay? All right. Katrina, I got it, Holker. I got it. You're in the cockpit. What are you doing?
I'm starting the ship up, and also, mainly, I'm doing workarounds for, the damage that's still not repaired from what I had, messed up.
What are you bidding?
Seasoned shipmate.
Okay, describe it all to whoever is in the cockpit, which is Dolby.
So Katrina is, there's some tapping on the, on the console. But you can also see her genetic implant lighting up, as she's sort of, doing the physical stuff that actually needs to happen, and then also doing the, online, aspect of it, inside the ship systems. Like, okay, and you might actually hear her muttering to herself a little bit, like, okay, so I kind of fried this, this one fuse on the engine, so let's see if I can reroute it, through what, that section or whatever kind of thing. Okay, so not going to be as efficient as I would like, but I have no one to blame for myself for that one, so.
As you hear the thrum of the ship, and you start to take off. Mind you, you're underground.
I was gonna say, who's looking for the garage door opener for this underground cafe?
Well, okay, so while I'm doing that, I am looking for some kind of subsystem that, clearly, or like that would say to me that it helps open up the whatever access there is to the surface.
All right. Since there's been some damage to the city and such, normally this would be automatic, but we'll see if it's screwed up. Roll a chaos die, d6.
Okay.
On a 1, it is screwed up.
It's a 3.
All right, on a 3, that's not a screw up. As you see the automatic ping, boom, as the field above you opens, and the ship automatically angles up towards the sky. You see above you Dolby and Katrina, the whirling mass of the sky, the storm. You see the feeder bands, literally like almost like you've seen in Hollow movies, moving along the sky past the Capitol building at a great clip. You all are not in space, ergo, as the ship does an incline, everything falls off shelves and you have to hold on. So, what are you all bidding to keep your feet?
Grab boots.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
grab boots. That's a good one.
I think we all have them standard issue, so I'm putting it out there.
Grab boots then.
I will bid seasoned because, I mean,
Yeah, you hold on to something. As the rest of you are like, our feet are in place. And the rest of our bodies are like, "Mer." You're like,
So when that
just
when that process
hold
starts
on, like-
happening, when that process starts happening and Katrina realizes what's going on.
well, you're in a
sort of
seat.
mutter-
You're fine.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no, but what Katrina will mutter to herself is like, "What the fuck? Confucius has watched too many spaceship movies. You don't need to angle the ship."
It's just a thing.
I know, it's fun.
He
Like,
named
no,
the
but
ship These Nuts. I'm just.
Well, no. I mean, like that makes sense though. Like for his character, it makes sense that he would do something like ridiculous like that. But she's sort of like, "What the fuck?"
If you see the stream, you'll see what the ship is doing. It's erect as These Nuts starts lifting off. Alex, Brick, and Archangel jump on board
I was
as
about
you
to say that.
leave. As you leave the two circular mounds of the landing, flying off. You are a penis flying off from the testicle landing pad. That's what I'm getting at. All right. Flying through the air. Moments later, you start to approach the shield, the dome, as it opens up. You hit supersonic about 1.5 miles up and pass through the orifice. Sorry, the shield opening. And you're into the storm. Nope. You're in the atmosphere in the storm. This storm, Katrina, is pretty harsh. It is a plasma storm. It has 300 mile-an-hour winds that are blowing glass-like objects all over the place. That could severely damage your ship, if not destroy it. As you're going through the shield wall.
I believe that it will be
That's where we
about
start.
350 kilometers per hour for our Canadian viewers.
Is the clad ship inside the shield or outside the shield?
It's inside the shield.
Yeah, it's inside.
So don't we want to stay inside
Yeah.
the shield too?
I feel like you've taken it. I wanted to bid a couple of things.
Yep. What
And
do you do?
You've skipped. I would like to bid strategic, and I would like to relay that information that I have to of whereabouts the clad ship is. I would like to radio Moriarty and saying, "Where's the clad ship?"
As you guys are taking off in this extreme acceleration, Dolby, you start radioing in to Moriarta. As you already realize where you're going, the second realization, this is a getaway ship. It's going into space. It's going into space. You're gonna have to override it and do something to stop it because it's a getaway ship.
That's a pretty
Or they're not gonna fly around the deal. So the actual planned trajectory is pew, and they're going really, really fast to do so.
Can I?
You can stop it. You just have to, you have to do it.
Can I bid a trait that I have to help Katrina?
So you're bidding for Moriarta.
Oh, I can't do it.
Unless you spend cunning. You
I'd
can
like
do
to
cunning
spend
in the
cunning.
cunning round.
I'll spend
So
cunning.
cunning round, are you doing Moriarta or are you doing something else?
I would probably do Moriarta in the cunning round, and then because I probably
So
wouldn't
as
know
you guys-
because that happens after, I would imagine. Where,
Right. I see. Right. So right as you guys are about to lift off, Dolby, actions on you. Spin cunning.
Yeah. Moriarta, this is Captain Dolby Newman. We are launching
Yes, Captain.
and going after that clad ship on Grimm's orders. Can you assist in locating the clad
Captain,
ship?
we know exactly where the clad ship is. Are you sure you're going to... There's kind of a pause. You know this, Dolby. This is the pause that you have been middle management a lot in your tenure as a prime Marine, Corps Marine. You know what this is. It's very similar to the pause you had when you were talking to the commander of Neptune Station. Someone who's wondering about their orders, as Moriarta says. Are you going to attack the clad ship?
We hope to board the clad ship. I would prefer not to attack it, if at all possible. I have an idea and some intel on clad ways of programming, and
Okay.
it's a long shot, but I think we might be able to get close enough.
Captain, is this a secure line?
It should be secure. This is the SSA, right?
It's kind of a pause. You hear her talking. You hear a sort of like, as the rest of you cannot hear what this is. Dolby, you're practiced enough to know that she just secured the line. Is Grimm... Are you the one who released him?
I am. What did he... I don't want to know what he did. Did he drop those nukes? Did you drop those nukes? I don't want
There's
to know.
another pause.
It's not important. What's important is that clad ship has a lot of ordnance and a lot of ship on it.
You're
and
on board with this.
that Cobalt can't leave the system.
All right. She gives you the coordinates. Katrina, you see them appear in a holographic display in front of you. Dolby, as you hear. All right. It looks as though your ship is called D's Nuts.
How about these nuts? I mean, really.
Right. It is Confucius's ship. Is he alive?
Confucius is not alive.
There's a pregnant pause. As the bad guys go, or the antagonists. Anyone else spending cunning as you guys are starting to lift off? 5, 4, 3.
I'll spend cunning.
Okay, you probably should because you're heading into space. Unless you change it. Katrina,
too.
as you look at the deal, the readout, you guys are going as fast, as quickly as possible into space, which is not where you want to go. So what are you doing?
can I spend? I'm not sure if it'd be a narrative point or a pip, because I do notice that the ship doesn't when I'm looking through the systems, I notice it doesn't have like many weapon systems.
Not at all.
But would I be able to spend a narrative point or a pip to say it has some stealth systems?
That is a pretty big ask. So, fate roll. All right, who's fortune? Who's false fortune?
I am gonna say that Confucius basically was a coward, and if this is his getaway ship,
You know what, Drizzle? You know what? You're probably right. That's a good point. Good point. So we'll just sweeten the deal. Go on.
I do know that there's weapon systems on this ship because you said there were weapon systems on the ship, and I think when I gave the order, like this is metagaming. When I gave the order to skip to look for the weapons on the ship, I think he took the order in the wrong direction. He looked for personal weapons, and I was commenting about.
Yeah, but that's what happened.
Yeah, that's what happened.
So you do know that there are weapons on the ship. They're just not many.
Yeah.
You mean you're talking about emplacements?
Yeah, I think that there were weapons added to this ship. There are some weapons.
Yep. So Katrina, actions on you. Fate roll. Do you have
Oh, wait,
stealth
no,
capability or
Yeah, I was
not?
gonna say fate roll.
So who's
so-
fortune? Who's false fortune?
I'll be fortunate if somebody wants to go fall.
I'll go false.
Who's going false? All right, fortune. You have a stealth capable ship. What does that mean? You are not cloaked. There's no such thing as cloaking. Well, there is cloaking, but you don't have it right now.
It's somebody else's problem drive.
Exactly. You what you have, if it's stealth, basically the ship is just quiet. It's like a stealth bomber. I mean, you can still see it in radar and stuff. It's just more difficult to see, especially with a whole lot of stuff going on. For example, a storm. It's easy to miss. False fortune. It does have stealth capability. However, it is clad stealth capability. Meaning they can see it. Or they have a much easier time of seeing it. So,
Interesting.
still can work. It's just literally their technology. All right, roll it.
Uh-oh. I rolled pretty
You want to
high.
go first?
I rolled a
I
75.
also rolled pretty high, so I rolled an 85. Let's go.
All right. So, Katrina, looks like you have a stealth capable ship. Roll your d6. We'll see if it blows up.
Has a
This is your cast.
hiccup. Blows up. That's a 3.
All right. That is not. As you see the sensors sort of like turn into this sort of aqua color. And you guys are in stealth mode. There will be some limitations. We'll figure that out later. But you are muted colors on the radar
Okay.
and sensors.
And as they're preparing to launch, or as the ship's basically in the process of launching on its planned trajectory, how far away is the cloud ship from our planned trajectory, or from like the set trajectory?
Now, you are doing a lot of sensor stuff. You're doing a lot
Yeah.
of stealthy stuff. This sounds like an action that you've already taken.
Yes.
So what we're going to say is,
Oh.
you can find that out, or you can change your trajectory. So on your turn, you can only do so much.
I see. So Katrina, I'll bid quick thinking to figure out how close the cloud ship is to our trajectory
Okay.
first.
You will get the telemetry from the Defiant, and you know exactly where the cloud ship is. It's not too far away. It's pretty much where you need it to be. It's north of you, about a mile up, and it's heading
Okay.
towards one of the exits in the shield wall.
Is it So what I'm asking is, how close is the clad ship to, like, will there be any intersection in the flight trajectory, or okay?
Nope.
But is it
Not at all.
is it close at all?
What are you actually trying to do?
Katrina is going to take advantage.
No, you can't do it. You can't do it.
Yeah.
Because your action was to find out where they are. You have to wait to the player turn to do that.
Yeah.
But I want to know the actual action, and I can tell you what's up.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is take advantage of the fact that the ship is set into a quick acceleration, trajectory, or I should say, scenario, to basically get above the clad ship and then drop on top of it.
Okay. You'll have to do a sort of up and swan dive backwards maneuver to get there. For you guys are going basically central south, and the clad ship is north of you.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Anyone else spending cunning? Oh, Burgess, you spent cunning. What are you doing?
I get my wits about me.
Yep. You have them. You find them. They're labeled.
And I tell Dole,
Yeah. As he starts yelling.
Dole, this ascent seems pretty forced. I think we're trying to get away from something. Do you mind helping me out?
He turns to you, Burgess. Punch me in the face!
I have lied immediately.
As you punch him in the face. Again!
I do it again. And then I say, that had better work, and I pull out my hammer.
Oh!
And about this time, I walk in with my heavy-ass boots.
Now you dropping cunning?
Sure, why not?
All right.
Dole needs strapped down to a table.
Burgess and Cherokee, action's on you. What are you doing?
He's all
You
hyped up.
Dole's crazy
Lieutenant.
ass. What's the
He's all hyped up.
situation, Burgess? Oh. He's hyped
got
up,
a meat
is he?
plug.
Spicy guy? He does have a meat plug. I put that there. I'm just gonna go over and scoop him up in all of his craze. It's just like trying to pin his arm to his side. I'm gonna take him back to the med bay, strap him to a table.
All right, Cherokee, that is what you do. You get it done. Burgess, what are you doing?
I will look around to see if there's any exterior weapons.
Nope, you're in the engine room alone. And is whirring. You see Cherokee like climbing up this metal ladder, one arming Dole, and just by the collar and just pulling him up.
Well, in that case,
Like a horror movie. He's like, ah!
about the only thing I really think I can do, since he's not there and no one else is there, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to immediately radio if there's any sort of Star Trek style red alert stuff that goes off in the engine room, because that's otherwise no one else would be there.
What's this? You hear a female voice ask behind you.
I turn around.
You see your niece pointing at a big button and like some wires that are hanging down that are all singed as she looks up at you.
That's someone else's handiwork. Don't worry about it.
She looks at you like she's not convinced as the antagonists go, unless someone else spends cunning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The antagonists go. The ship, which right now is the antagonist, starts lifting up. Off you fly into the air as you all fly back with your magnetic boots and such. Player turn. You are on your way, still within the shield. Actions on you guys.
I'm going to administer some Khan's tongue to calm Dole down so he's human again. And then I'm going to look at him and be like, if you can relax, I will get you off the table.
He looks at you. What do you bid? Or do you bid anything?
See if I have something. I'm gonna bid. Let's go with cultured bitch. I'm trying to. Oh, did my computer just crash?
No.
Nope,
No.
you're here.
Okay, because nothing is happening on my screen. That's so strange.
You're good.
Okay,
You're good.
cool. So y'all can hear me. That's what matters.
Yep.
So
just
I'm
go
gonna
with it. And we
administer
can see
cultured
you.
bitch to have some bed. Okay, cool. Okay, this is a surreal experience. Yeah, so I'm gonna administer cultured. I'm gonna use cultured bitch to have some bedside manner and just try to get to level with him.
Yeah.
Like you're not in your right mind, Dole, and we need you to and Burgess to be ready if the ship is in any danger.
He grabs your collar. Pulls you close, although he's pretty strong, but he's nowhere near as strong as you.
I just let him do it though, just like
As he does, he says, I don't think I'm gonna make it, Cherokee.
you're gonna be fine, dude. Like
He's all sweaty. You can tell, Cherokee, with your bid that he's had a lot of stems. You've calmed him down, but his body is full of some toot. As he's holding on to you with a strength he shouldn't have. And he says,
how
kinda
they give
a
you the
frantic-
stick.
Yeah, you realize it as he's kind of disjointed as he says, I don't want to go without telling you the truth.
Oh, all right. I'm always here for tea.
As he says, you can't let anybody know. Do you promise? Nobody.
Yeah, sure.
Nobody.
Not a soul.
Do you bid anything?
Okay.
As in, are you lying? Are you being honest? What are you doing?
No, I have no reason to lie to Dole, so I'm going to use the real truth, and because I am used to keeping secrets and moving freely about the cabin like nothing is wrong.
I knew it was happening. I knew. I didn't do it.
Wait.
I didn't do it. But I knew. The SSA, Cherokee.
You ever heard of
he looked
George
at you in
Bush?
the eyes. No.
The SSA. I'm here for you, Dole. Speak to me.
You get it. You get a pip. That's good. As he says, the SSA, Cherokee, you know it. You know it. You know it to be true. It's failing. Think about how long we've been out here. Think about it. I don't want Soul to fall, but I let it happen. I let them do what they needed to do. You see him tearing up. He kind of looks away. All those people. Josh, as he starts crying. I never told Josh the truth.
I'm just gonna start like petting his head, trying to get him to calm down. What did
Trigger
you need to tell
warning.
Josh?
Trigger
Oh, no.
warning. I want to die, he says. Just let me go.
Okay, so survivor's guilt is really complicated.
It's not Survivor's Guild. I fucking let him lay the mines, and the fucking ship blew up because of me.
I mean, would it have been potentially avoidable if you had told us what you knew? Sure, but ultimately, it probably wasn't. And I mean, you gotta remember, like, as we're a cell, right? We're just like one singular cell inside of a body, and when the body starts dying and decaying, it'll be a while before we know. So, like, if you exist waiting for it to be over, then you will live with dread forever. So, how about
What do you bid for this transcendental craze you spatter out is great.
I am gonna bid. I wish I would have used saved culture bitch for this because it would have been way funnier. Things roll 330. I'm gonna use street sense for this. I've been around the block.
All right. Bidding street sense. What is Cherokee missing? I'll open it up to the players. Because Cherokee, you are at a disadvantage because you were not here early in the game. Although technically Cherokee doesn't know. Well, he does know, but he wasn't. He was elsewhere.
Awake. He was in
Yeah.
cryo.
What is he missing?
I was in cryo being shipped around the universe.
And ostensibly, if you guys desire, Cherokee can know.
I
It
think
will
he
require
knows,
a pip. It'll require a pip.
I think he knows Burgess, and there was a box incident. But I think he would know some of it.
If someone wants to drop a pip, then Cherokee would have been told by whomever drops the pip.
I'll drop a pip. I would have.
Alright. So what did Dolby cutscene? This is long ago. For you guys, maybe a few
Weeks, a few days.
days-ish, weeks. This is you've been in hypersleep. You've been in cryosleep. When you woke up, Jazzy, you saw that Dole was dying. And you guys had that big old session, this big come to Jesus session. And you, Jazzy, or I should say you, Cherokee, and Dolby, everyone was asleep. You guys were drinking in the mess hall on the Cool Mint, and you were talking about shit. And in that conversation, Dolby told you about Dole. Go.
So I got my suspicions about some of the crew. I know you think I always overreact, and I jump to conclusions, and
Dolby, I'm going to stop you right there. I've always tried my best to validate your concerns and explore whether or not they need to be addressed. So I hope that you feel safe enough to tell me what you need to say.
I put a lot of faith in this guy, and I kind of feel like I shouldn't have. He was on the ship. He would, like, we kind of left, and you remember this. You know, we left Neptune Station to head out here, and there was all that talk of, well, and you know, you saw the burning part of the space station kind of floating off into space. Apparently, engineering was on that ship that blew up, that caused the damage to the space station. But I mean, I saw his love for Josh, and I just don't think that he was responsible for it. I couldn't believe it, you know, because they have such a beautiful connection, those two. So, but it's like the shadow of a doubt. I mean, you know me, like, I suspect Dustone was
we're looking at
part of
optics
that.
here. I mean, it's not good that he was there.
Yeah, but I mean,
It raises questions. I mean, I see that.
he loves Josh, and I think they're good together. They're off in deep space, you know. It's like I've never found that in my life.
Yeah, I think we should support it when we're able to, as long as it's not in the way. I completely agree. I just wonder if he would make sacrifices to save Josh. If
I
he
think he
could,
would.
that would potentially put us in jeopardy.
No, I mean, I think he'd do anything for Josh. Just like I think Josh would do anything for him. They, you know, there's a connection there that you just don't see.
Sure.
You don't see with us. I mean, we're Marines. I mean, I think our job is just to kill people. So,
I mean, there's,
you know, Dustone was guilty. There's no question. She was part of that with Ava Cyrus. They're guilty, you know. But
I mean, it's complex, but yeah, I think that there's implications that things are not. The reach of the SSA is not as long as we thought, and we are having to deal with the complications of our, you know.
it was a lucky
struck.
strike. You know, one off. Wouldn't happen again. They were lucky.
Go on. As the memory fades and you realize that the Inevitable, which was the name of the commercial ship that exploded, this massive ship with thousands of people that exploded off Neptune Station and destroyed about a quarter of Neptune Station, is the ship he's talking about. You realize, Cherokee, Dole, while he did not allegedly lay the mines on the ship, he allowed it. He knew it was happening.
An active.
He is a traitor. He is a traitor. He is hands down a traitor. By the law, he's a traitor. And you see a ton of it's not survivor's guilt. It's, oh, I let them push the big red button guilt.
I mean,
and I kind of agree with it, guilt, but I don't like the consequences, guilt.
I mean, we can't rebound from. Dole, you put me in a weird spot, my guy. I love you, buddy, but like.
He holds onto your collar. He tells you, his lips cracked and dry. You hear and feel and understand the fear in his voice as he looks you in the eyes and says, "Don't tell Dolby." Players, the rest of you, it is your turn. I'm going to give you 5 seconds. 5.
I already know what I'm
Gonna
doing.
bid.
What are you doing?
I'm finishing my maneuver.
All right. Do your bid and then tell us the maneuver. Skip trace, motherfucker. You got to speak up.
I'm
What are you
looking for the weapons because I was told to find the weapons and we found.
And you're finding the small arms weapons, or you're finding the emplacements?
He said weapons, so I was
All
looking
right.
for
All
small
right, you're going
armed
last.
weapons.
Andrea, Katrina, tell us what the bid is and what.
I'm bidding Hacker to change the the trajectory, the trajectory of the ship.
I would like to aid
Yep.
her.
And then I'm
What do you bid?
using, and then I'm okay.
Oh, I would bid technically pilot, which is that trait that you just gave us, and Black Agnes to kind of watch what's happening. To activate
All
Black
right.
Agnes.
Okay. So if you're aiding her, you're just giving her an aspect die.
Oh. Okay.
And then I'm bidding, because I'm assuming there's going to be some difficulty in doing what I'm doing with the ship.
Yeah, I'll give her my grace.
Okay.
So-
what's the die?
It's a D8.
So go ahead and throw down, and you are attempting to tell me the actual intention, and then we'll get to the threshold.
I'm doing that, that swan dive maneuver thing you're talking about to basically drop in on the
Death
on the
from
clad
above
ship.
style.
Yeah. And I'll basically go in at quick velocity, but then pull like a retro thruster type maneuver to stall out the ship just before we crash into the clad ship.
All right. Katrina is very good at this. This ship that she has, who has the stats for it?
Drizzle.
What stat are you needing?
Any of them that could give her bonuses.
It does have upgraded engines, show class, wound level. It does have 2 emplacements, 1 vital spot. There are just the upgraded engines is
All right.
what would help her.
So, the threshold to pull this maneuver normally would be anywhere from the 3 to 5 range, depending on the situation. You have, we'll say 4, that's middle of the road because of the storm and all this. To come down onto the clad ship and to do it with your stealth engaged. So, meaning you benefit from the stealth. We're going to say the threshold is 6. So it's pretty difficult, sort of a moderate hard difficulty. Threshold 6. Remember all the aid that you get, those dice, and if you want to bid the ship, you can based on what Drizzle just said.
Would I include another one of my aspects as well, like grace?
Yeah. So Dolby is giving you his grace die, or what was it?
Yeah,
Dolby?
grace.
It was
Yeah,
a
okay.
D8.
Yeah, his grace. So Dolby doesn't have his grace die for this round.
Gotcha. And I'm also bidding Aerial Ace to activate Expert Pilot, which gives me a +2 successes from the get-go.
Good. Because this is a crazy maneuver, you're also going to get a D6 chaos die. So you can
Okay.
gain that success or that 1, whichever one it is. You all
I'm gonna-
feel the inertial forces on your ankles, especially since you have gravity boots. All but Burgess, who has positioned himself in such a way like a roller coaster. The rest of you are like, "Huh, hoo, ha, hoo, huh." That's your body bending in weird ways.
Oh.
You're relatively accustomed to it. Your armor is helping.
That's a total of 7 successes.
As Dolby, you see a feat of piloting, the kind that makes your dick hard. Hey, Katrina, what happens?
So while they're on the direct, what?
So I'm just watching what kids do.
Wait, hold on a second. Hold on. A
It's
second.
just like,
Yeah, you gotta change to the stream so you can see the ship. That was hilarious.
Oh shit.
I mean, it looked cool, honestly. I mean, I'm
It's
impressed.
pretty
You did
that's pretty cool. Sorry. Continue.
Okay. So as the ship is on its initial trajectory going up, Katrina is basically typing on the computer to break the the pre-planned flight route. And then as soon as she gets like a route cleared readout on the panel, she'll grab the yoke, and so this is actually pretty close to a split S maneuver in terms of the way you described it. So she's banking up and over, and basically the ship's upside down, which is probably going to suck for everybody else for a second, since we're in Atmo. And then she'll do a partial barrel roll to basically right the ship, and then angle the nose down towards the clad ship. And then at the last second, she hits the retro thrust or the retro jets on the front nose of the ship and the back of the ship, and basically just sort of stalls out the ship, and then it crashes into the clad, like it crashes into the clad ship, but like lightly.
I love it. You pass through their shields.
Stealthily.
As you do, you all do not have your shields up.
Well,
there is a spark. I'm sorry. Yes.
I don't think I actually got a chance to bid anything.
Oh, what'd you bid?
Technically pilot.
Yeah. Which means as you see
to turn
the
on the
scene, you
shields.
see the clad ship.
Hey, can I?
You're coming down. You see the. Yes.
Can I spend it?
You don't.
Okay.
You do not need to spend a pip.
Yeah.
You're doing. This is your turn. It's a player turn.
Yeah.
As you see it happening, Dolby, you realize you're about to go through their shields, and you don't have shields up. Hopefully, this ship has shields.
Yeah. So I'm gonna bid the technically pilot to look for shields and hit
Describe
the button.
how this goes down.
I don't think Dolby sees great, so it takes a second. He kind of positions his visor like a little bit, and searches around and just kind of runs his little finger down the panel in the general area. I mean, I'm sure they put the shields in about the same area.
They're pretty accessible. They're pretty
Katrina,
accessible.
I think we should turn the shields on. I think this is the button.
You see the ship getting closer and closer and closer and closer.
He's got a bifocal visor.
It's got a little bifocal
Dolby, you turn on the shields. Now, by the rules that are stated, shields take a long time to do. I'm going to be changing these. However, so we're going to be changing these. So you have bid this. This will be a chaos die, unless you have
here's
some
my
sort of
idea.
shield expert.
I don't.
Here's my idea. So, given Confucius's mentality anyway, he built this ship to get DTFO as quickly as possible. So he did. He had his engineers do a workaround that allows him to get the shields up stupid fast, but they're not as strong as other shields might be.
I love it. What's the narrative point that you're spending?
Yeah, a narrative point. Yeah.
All right. As Dolby, you find this button, and Drizzle, describe where it is and what it does. You guys collab.
So here, because this is D's nuts. So you're looking at the control pad, and it's got all different kinds of little buttons, and then there's one that literally says "Oh shit" above it. And it's a little bit rounder and a little bit redder than all the other buttons. And so you hit the oh shit button.
And the shield's juice.
Yeah.
All right. So you hit the shield button. Yes, Dolby?
Yes, absolutely.
You hit the big fucking red button. Boom. As you guys pass through the shields. All right. Dolby, roll a d6. We'll see if the shields ignite. Do not roll a 1.
I rolled a 4.
Good. So you get a +1. Remember, Drizzle, you should write these stats down. The shields on these nuts with that button can go up in 1 turn, which is extremely fast. Usually it takes 3 turns. Okay.
That stuff wasn't given to me the first time round.
No, it wasn't. We just made it up.
Yeah, it's new.
So, extreme shields or oh shit shields, however you want to put it, they're a little bit weaker. So they are scale 1.
It's a bubble shield.
I'm sorry. They are scale 2. They just do D4. So that'll be 1 down. Okay. Now, Katrina, I do enjoy how you gave it, hey, the shields are really fast, but they're a little weaker. Do you want them to be weaker?
Well, I mean, I'm just logicking out how something like that would work. But I mean, I suppose if they could, I feel like if you could, I don't know, just like logically in terms of, you know, not breaking the universe. It seems to me that if you get up shields really, really fast and they were still as strong, everybody would be fucking doing it. Like, even if it was more expensive, you know?
Which means if they were not as strong, it means it would take energy from the engines, or it would be a higher chaos die or something like that. So, what is it?
Probably a higher chaos die. Like, there's more things that could fuck up with it.
All right. So that means it's a D4 chaos die. But you guys already rolled, so you don't have to worry about it. The shield classification is normal. You guys have a medium ship right now. It's 2D4 plus 1. So it can absorb 2D4 plus 1. Drizzle, go ahead and roll that. As Dolby, you hit the oh shit button. Katrina, you see you all pass through the shields of the clad. Hulker and Jazzy, will you roll me 2d12 apiece?
6 is what I got.
Good. That means that that's a +1.
Okay, so the oh shits actually do 2d4, but we get a d4 chaos die, right?
Correct. And right now you're at a +2, so 2d4 plus 3 is what you're at. Go ahead and roll that because you're taking some damage as you move through the clad ships or clad shields.
On top of.
Cool.
Yeah, roll 2d4 plus 3. Tell me what the total is.
I know when you're ready for my numbers.
Jazzy, what'd you get?
2 4s.
Okay, so what's the total?
8.
Yep. Holker?
I rolled an 8 and a 1 for a total of 9.
All right. We're going, since you beat the chaos roll, we're going with the lower, so 8. What'd you get, Drizzle?
2d4 plus 3 was 9.
All right. No damage. Your shields take all of the damage as you pass through with a +1. Good job on Ken, because otherwise your shields would have failed because it would have gone to limbo. Your shields buckle almost, but they stay up. As you slam into the clad ship with a clang, you all are going to have knee problems as your feet are magnetically sealed, but your body's like, but you're Space Marines, so you're fine. All right, top of the round, you have slammed into the clad ship. It sort of went, it did this sort of like, oof.
Did we resolve the weapons?
Not yet.
So,
I'm sorry, I keep on forgetting. Go on, tell me.
well, because I was searching for the weapons, and everybody was supposed to pick a weapon.
Yep. What'd y'all get?
I used a pip to get the laser cutter.
Yep,
I'm calling
laser
it a
cutter.
breacher.
Would be very good, especially right now. Maybe have like a little dial. You can be like, and now that's blast doors or it's skin, whatever.
Yes, that right now I'm writing that down.
I'd put a trait on that. Little, okay, put that back and forth. I can use this multiple ways. What are the rest of you?
I feel like there'd be a tactical nuke on here. Is that wrong?
Yeah, there's a tactical nuke. Absolutely, they have one. Of course there is. Why would there not be? Okay, you see, it's sitting there in a duffel bag with a timer. Why not? All right, listen. Those of you that have to go, specifically the ones of you that are silent, tell me what the fuck you got on the weapons.
On the weapons?
Yeah.
Oh,
Drizzle, go. Tell them what they're supposed to be doing.
Because before we took the break, when I started searching for the weapons, he said everybody look through the weapons, and everybody but me got to pick one because we found 4 weapons. But then Jazzi Cabbage threw down a pip to find a 5th one, so I guess that puts me as having a weapon as well.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
so
you can
mine
put
isn't a
pip
weapon.
too, Drizzle, if you want.
So rather than like taking one away from somebody else, because I already have 2 weapons, I chose to take a not weapon as the 5th option with my pip, so that way you're guaranteed a weapon as the person searching for weapons.
And
Took
so
one for the team.
I found a refill from a fire gun.
Oh,
Ooh.
All right, roll a. Actually, you don't have to roll shit. Yeah, you find a refill. At any point, you plug that shit in, boom, your stuff goes to 100%. However, is that a nuclear explosion kit?
no. Nobody can see this. Don't give away our stuff.
I can see it. Yeah, I can see
I mean, you can see
it.
it.
However, I can see it.
Yeah.
However, Hulker, when you use the recharge, it has a D4 chaos die. On a 1, it blows up. Actually, no. I'm going to make it a little bit more complicated, okay? Write this down. If you are at 10% or lower, it's a D4 chaos die. Otherwise, normal chaos die. Granted, if you roll a 1, it blows up. Because argon, if you guys don't know, argon should never, ever, it is one of the most stable elements. It should never burn. He has a flamethrower of the most stable element. He's like Mother Teresa, like imagine, okay, doesn't matter. Andrea,
It matters a little.
matters a little bit.
All right, and with that, I have to go.
No, you give me 4 minutes, motherfucker.
All right.
It's hilarious.
I choose a portable missile launcher. It's like an RPG 7 type thing, but like whatever the equivalent is.
All right, look at it in the core book. And Drizzle, you
I
have
can't.
one as well.
The space equivalent
Use
of
the end of
sawed-off.
space.
Would you?
Space equivalent of sawdust.
The space equivalent of a sawed-off
Yep.
is
Yep.
what I'm using.
Andrea used
As
the
the
into
wor-
space PDF for the
Yeah,
weapons.
I can't.
She-
Well,
she's on her
that's
phone.
why.
Yeah,
She's on her phone.
3d6
So,
plus 1 damage.
I have
got a
3
medium-
minutes with Burgess.
It's
I
go
got 3
ahead.
minutes with Burgess.
Go, do
So, Burgess, top of the round. World. Your niece. Your dead niece. Becky. Do you remember her last name?
Helmus.
Helmus Ray.
That's right.
as you see her messing with the wires and they're moving. She's like pulling something out. Uncle Burgess, what? Why aren't you helping me?
Step away.
It's in there.
What's in there?
She looks at you. Weren't you listening? You never listen as she digs both arms in, elbow deep, and she's pulling out wires and stuff. Sparks.
I actually physically remove her.
How?
I grab her arm, and I move her back.
What do you bid?
I bid my fate, which is the Fool.
Are you bidding it as a fate, or are you bidding it as a normal trait?
As a normal trait.
As you bid the Fool, you pull her away. You do so easily. She's like 80, 90 pounds. As you slam her against the wall, not realizing you haven't dealt with someone this small and fragile in a long time, as she is obviously hurt.
And I say, you could have killed us all.
She looks up at you. Why did you never listen?
Listen to what?
Can't you hear it?
No.
As she looks at you with, these eyes that she's got tears going down. And she looks over at the hole in the wall. It's in there.
What's in there?
She keeps on looking past you.
Where was it before this?
You see her just shake her head. She kind of cries like a 15-year-old girl, and runs past you out of the room.
I say to myself, you better be real.
Last moments.
I go over there and peek in, see what's in there.
Burgess, as you look in to this crack, this scarred point where a plasma strike hit and burned away the wall and the armoring of the engine, you see on the inside, deep in there, a construction yellow thing. It looks rubbery. It looks foreign. That's been maybe snuck in and stuffed into the engine.
I touch it.
As you touch it, it's gummy. As you realize, being who you are, it is an explosive.
I radio to Captain Dolby. I say, Captain Dolby, there's explosives on the in the engine.
What, soldier? Are you being real right now? Is this one of your hallucinations?
No, my niece was my hallucination. This is real.
Do you know how to disarm? Disarm?
Burgess, as you look at it, you
I have
see
a giant fire
written,
gun. I don't think it's going to help.
You
Yeah,
see
definitely
written,
not.
You get a pip for that. As you see written across it, "Long live SSA." And there's an emblem that's reminiscent of La Resistance.
Is this open comms?
We can't see this thing unless he tells us what it's on it.
Burgess, what we might do is if we're successful, we might just let the ship go. Unless is anybody here on this ship? I'm gonna radio everybody. Bombs expert. I think we might have a stowaway bomb.
Burgess, you read that it says T4. It's a T4 explosion or explosive. It is the kind of thing that saboteurs are known for putting in.
I have some experience. Remember, I set up the explosions on the aqueducts going into the town.
Join Burgess.
Yeah, you probably have used T4s.
Join Burgess on the engineering deck.
All right.
I'm Oasis.
Burgess, as you turn away from this, you see Skip Trace coming down, and you kind of black out. All right, Holker, thank you for showing up, man.
All right. Until next time. See y'all later.
See ya.
And thank you to our sponsor, Dead Cornfield in Ohio.
Yeah.
As
I'll be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yep. As Skip Trace, you come down into the engine room, you see Burgess kind of shake his head. He's responsive. He is an NPC. But you can tell he's distracted. Something's happened. Maybe it's something that happens to Burgess. You don't know. This is something that you guys get to mess with, and Burgess does as well. What is this psychosis? All right, world action. Burgess. Skip Trace, you are already down in the engine room. Fine, world action. You guys are on the clad ship. Awesome. Katrina has slammed you guys into it. In the world action, before cunning, before bids, before anything, player talk. I should say character talk. You guys have comms. You can immediately start talking. This is in the world action. I'm play testing this. A little bit of table talk. Go.
I'm going to turn
Can't
my
take action,
comms off.
but you can do stuff. Go.
Okay, never mind. Sorry.
We may be able to use this on the clad ship if I can get it free from here.
Well, I do have a tactical nuke if all goes wrong. We got plenty of explosive, but it would be good if we had an escape. I think that's important. Fix it.
I think we need to blow the ship up when we're not on it, and I'm just gonna pipe in randomly, I guess.
Jazzi, I was gonna say I didn't mean to shut you down. You can do whatever you want. If you're gonna shut something down or do whatever, go ahead.
Sure. So in that case, let's circle back to the thing that I wanted to do after we kind of handle, like, essentially give me like a separate dialogue scene with Dole when there's a good moment for it, so that I can do that.
I love it. We'll do that. Are you guys cool with me us doing it now, or do you guys want to have a back and forth between you two?
This explosive can do damage inside their ship and shouldn't, if we place it right, shouldn't affect us on the outside on this ship.
Yeah. I mean, it would be great to conscript this clad ship, but I don't know what we're up against. So plan B is to blow the clad ship when it's safely into space, and use this current ship to fix the cool mint, because I like that. I like that fucking ship, and I want it back, and maybe this ship will repair it. So good idea. Good idea, Skip. Let's see if you can salvage that explosive device.
It would also be nice to have a diversion. If we get onto the Clad ship, we can blow up our ship, and the Clad will think that other Clad will think that we are gone.
Right. Well, I think the goal is to take this Clad ship and send it back to Seoul. It'd be a big get for us.
Cherokee, what is the scene that you have with Dole?
So I'm gonna slap the shit out of Dole. Back in style.
Roll me a chaos
Get him,
die.
like-
You're a big man.
Oh fuck! I didn't.
Do you
think
hurt
about
him? Do you hurt him?
that. We'll see. I hope not. Ooh, 3. Okay.
All right. You hit him.
Because he's hysterical, correct? From the last
Yep.
scene, he was hysterical.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna slap the shit out of him to get him back center. Okay. All right, now that I've had some time to think about it, it's not about what you did, it's about what you do. I'm the only one that knows I don't even know what to call that, so we don't have time to address it. I'm gonna put that to the side. Do you have anything to do with the explosive on this ship?
Do you cut your comms?
I spent a pit to cut my comm.
You don't need to. You already said so. I was just
Yeah.
wondering if you did.
Oh, I forgot about that then. Yeah, thank you.
You're good. You're good. He looks at you. All right, fate roll. We'll find out. Jazzy, what would you prefer? Tell us fortune.
Fortune is that even though the optics are terrible, he has nothing to do with this, and he's just been guilty since the incident with the other ship. And that's kind of what's been leading him to feel like he wants to unalive himself, is that all of the guilt built up from that.
Can I be, and Will, you're going to hate me for this. When would he have had the opportunity to have placed this on the ship? Because he was unconscious when we brought him on, and he has been just in medical bay and when we sent him down here.
Well, so the last time, it was about what he didn't, it's about what he knew and didn't do anything about. And this seems very similar
Okay.
to that situation.
Okay, so
Yep.
so he
And-
knows about it, but he didn't actually play it. He's not.
It's-
the one
I'm
that-
not assuming. I'm trying not to assume that that's what it is.
Listen, guys,
the fate roll.
it's a fate roll. This is where we're melding the narrative. You both get narrative points. Exactly. How can it work? Well, he knows what the Clad does. You know the Clad are here. The question, Skip, would be, obviously he cannot do it himself, but he would
Right.
know, he would suspect heavily. Of course, there's a contingency.
Okay.
That kind of thing. Okay. So, when Ken gets back, we will make this. What are you eating, Katrina?
What's
It's
up?
Cookie.
Is that a cookie?
Yeah.
I want a cookie. All right. Who's fortune? Who's false fortune?
What were you fortunating for?
Dole.
Jazzy, tell him.
So we're hoping that with Fortune that Dole has nothing to do with the bomb. He knew nothing about it, and he's just been guilty since the last incident, and he's looking for an opportunity to right the ship, so to speak.
That is fortune. False fortune is Dole is what's called a clad spawn. He's not actually part of the clad, but he's you find in his footlocker a MAGA hat.
Yeah, kill him. I mean,
You find out that he hates guns Okay? He wants there to be no more guns in the world. You shouldn't have the right to use them.
Shoot him into space.
You find out that private property no one should have. And also that he has a MAGA hat.
Not building a good case.
If you live in the woods, if you live on your own land, you shouldn't be able to own your own land.
Real
All right, I'll roll false fortune.
All right. Basically, Andrea, if it's false fortune, he's a coaster, and he's a MAGA person.
I thought we were all MAGA people. I mean, wouldn't we get along? I'm pretty sure that Dolby's MAGA. I mean, not like MAGA, but like fascist.
So what you're saying is that he's indoctrinated into what has turned into a cult and not a political party?
The Clad.
All right, roll. The Clad. Who's obviously the Clad?
Who's fortune?
I mean, yeah.
Who's fortune?
You're the Clad. I'm the
Ken,
Clad.
you want to roll?
We're all Clad, dude.
I didn't roll anything.
No, I was
Alright,
asking
Drizzle,
if you wanted
roll it.
to. Or, okay.
I was to say, I didn't think I could roll it, so I just
Roll
didn't
it.
think.
Hoo-hoo-hoo.
Would y'all get?
As
I got a
fortune,
76.
did not do as good as Andrew did earlier, but I got a 98.
Ooh, spicy.
Dang.
That's fortune, right?
Yep.
Dang. See, I
had
told you it was
nothing to do
good.
with it. As you see his eyes light up, and he tells you, Jazzy, or he tells you, Cherokee. Oh my God, oh my gods, as he would say in this. If the Clad are here, there might be a bomb. And if there's a bomb, because they always have a contingency, if there's a bomb, they can remotely detonate it. You have to find it. As
Okay,
you
so
realize he has no idea.
this is great information. Thank you for sharing. See, this is the kind of rebound behaviors that we're looking for, buddy. I'm just gonna like tap him on the tummy. I'm gonna turn on my mic again and be like, "All right, so
Oh, my meat plug! Oh,
yeah, it was like rib cage. I'll use a pip. I forgot about the meat
you don't have to use a pip. You just do it.
plug. Fuck, I forgot what I was saying.
Indeed.
Oh.
Plug.
Sir Dalby, the bomb is potentially, well, not potentially, it is remote detonatable. Since it is a la resistance situation and it seems to be Clad related, we need to get that thing off of here because we don't know when they will detonate it.
Well, if they detonate it now, it'd probably hurt their ship. So, I mean, we'd die, I'm sure. But,
At least Burgess for sure.
yeah.
And I guess Skip is there too. So
I think Skip
Yeah.
is
their
on it.
men's, they're pink mist.
Skip. So we're gonna need you to move quick, or something.
I'm on it, sir.
Katrina, are we locked down on the ship? I mean, this ship on that ship.
I mean, we're locked on by gravity, yet it's not like the ship has any docking clamps like for that.
Yeah. Oh. You have any ideas of how we can keep the ships connected?
Is there anything that could do that, Will, on the ship?
I'm not going to help you with this.
I don't
There's
know.
a-
I can't
potentially
answer
spin
something that I
crystals
don't
around.
know.
Make it
mean,
up.
Yeah, I think that's what narrative points are for.
I
I'll
think you
spend
know far more about aerospace, Star Wars, science fiction than I do, and Halo.
Okay, but like,
Could I spend
Fine.
a narrative point saying
This is between you guys. This is you guys.
Katrina did such a good job of piloting that she kind of wedged the feet of these nuts into the metal of
you got a
the
little
ship.
wedge. Cool.
Got a little wedge going.
Yeah. As you go. Whoong.
All right. I'm gonna do some intel on this clad ship.
All right. This is the world action. Ergo, the bad guys are going first, and
Can
they
I spend
do.
cunning?
I'm spending
can.
cunning.
Yeah.
I would like to use Silas.
All right. You will have to drop cunning to allow Silas to go.
Let me look at my sheet, make sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. And
Hold on.
is Katrina dropping cunning as well to act or no?
Yeah, I will.
All right. So it is your all's turn.
So, guys, this is on comms. I think there's a bomb. Skip Trace is on it. I'm gonna put a hole in the ship underneath us and try or find an airlock, but I'm gonna get out of our ship and onto theirs. Whoever is coming with me, now's the time. Archangel, I don't know what you're.
I'm there.
I don't know what you're looking for. Brick, suit up, and I kind of forgot you were here. I don't know why that is, but let's go, Brick.
Alice walks into the cockpit. You see she's fully donned. In the fuselage, you see Dolby. You see that Archangel is there. His wings are down. Alice is ready. She's got like the big gun, or she has actually a normal rifle. She does not have a skip trace gun. And she's like, shh, let's go. You hear the intercom go.
Burgess, you're with us, and Katrina.
He starts climbing up.
You don't have to come, but it'd be nice if you did.
I mean, close quarters combat's one of my specialties, so I'm gonna come.
Good to know. Well, let's try stealth
So-
first.
Yes, that was my next question. I have a breacher, so if you wanted to get real spicy in here, I can just cut a hole in the floor, and we
Right.
will just surprise party show up in their doorstep.
Sounds good, Lieutenant. Let's head towards the airlock and off the onto their ship.
I am gonna turn off my comms again real quick and talk to Dole and just be like, just stay here. Relax. You need to think about what you're going to do next. When you feel like it, go back to engineering, but stay here as long as you need to. And then I'm gonna put my stuff back on and leave.
Okay. I'm going to bid rock and roll to see if I can find the remote detonator and disconnect it on this yellow piece of plastic explosive.
All right. So, in the cunning round, which is what you guys are in, you all decide what point you act. It all happens at the same time, but you have the mobility, the versatility to say when it happens. Are you doing that right now before everyone's off the ship?
Yes.
Okay. So, let me pour a little bit of this whiskey really quick.
I need to go get another beer. If is this?
You probably should get a beer for this.
Is this something that I'm like need to start drinking real quick for?
Dope.
Yeah, you might need to drink for this.
Is there a momentary intermission that's occurring right now?
Oh no,
I mean, he's getting a beer.
he's getting a beer. Can I describe my cunning round?
Yes.
I would like to bid fucking moon dance, which is my
Oh
ability
man, yeah.
to
Fuck yeah.
move around pretty quickly.
It's like my favorite ability ever.
to dance over to where the tactical nuke is, and pick up the bag. And can I spend a narrative point that there's a dead man's, because we know that Confucius is not afraid of hitting the button, so that there is an associated dead man switch with the nuclear, tactical nuclear warhead.
Of course there is.
And I pick
yes, of course there is. You have to describe what the switch looks like now.
It's a dildo. It's in the shape of a penis.
It's a penis and a
it's yellow.
vagina, and you have to be like,
It's yellow, and the way it's activated is that you shove it into something.
oh. Yeah, that's good. All right. Katrina, you see Dolby running around with a dildo. Like a big yellow dildo.
And a big duffel bag.
Where were we? Skip. You attempt to disarm this bomb.
Yeah. Well, I'm
right.
trying to disconnect the remote
Yeah.
detonator.
Basically, does everything explode? So, all right, you're messing with it. Alice Brick is with Dolby, as is Archangel. Where are you three, Dolby?
I'm by the airlock with Brick. I guess we're
Yep.
getting ready to step
Cherokee. Cherokee, where are you?
I'm on my way to the airlock. I left
Okay.
Dole in the med bay.
You are basically walking up behind them. Katrina.
Yeah, I just start, I assume they probably, put my gun somewhere, in the lockup. So I go and retrieve my gun from the lockup. And,
Is that where her gun is?
I don't think we.
We didn't.
I'm gonna
Really-
spend a pip
Really
and
talk
say
about
that
where
it was
her
supposed to
weapon-
Skip.
It's probably in the
So
cryo.
like Skip got it on his person. Since he was watching her, it would make sense in my head that Skip like abducted, took the gun away. I don't know what word I'm looking for. I was like, oh, thank you. My brain doesn't have brain.
Katrina, perfect. Jazzy, good usage of the pip as get it back because you don't need to spend it, but very good usage of it. Katrina, you know that Skip has your gun.
okay, so I, walk up to Skip and sort of stick my hand out. And, can I have my gun back, please?
Sir, can I give Katrina her gun?
Lieutenant.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if she's going to join us on the raid, I think we need everybody as armed as possible.
That's me handing it
Okay.
to.
So Katrina, what that means is you've gone down into the engineering. You are in engineering with Skip as you see him disarming a bomb.
I am going to spend a narrative point to say, I'm going to wait till you guys get off the ship before I mess with this in case I don't do it properly. I will catch up to you guys.
All right. As the exchange happens, Cherokee, you did spend the pip, but you got a pip for it being so good. That's what I was saying. As
Balance, I like it.
That's right, baby. As you're all in the airlock, it opens up. Of course, it's an airlock on your side. On their side, it's just the hull of their ship. In like a little nook. So, unless
It's
Katrina
windy.
was really precise, and there is an airlock there.
I mean, there wouldn't be an airlock there
Yep,
because
it's
that
all their
wasn't trying to
fucking
let,
ship.
yeah.
You see armored plating.
Yeah, it looks like we got to make our own hole.
Alice looks up at you, Dolby. I mean, we've got some detonation, some explosives.
Yeah.
Perhaps I can get through this.
Unless you think we can hack our way through an airlock.
She
I
looks
just
up at
pull
you.
out my. I just pulled out my breacher. It looks like somebody. It looks like if somebody described a chainsaw to someone that had never seen a tree. So it's just kind of like vaguely chainsaw shaped. I think I can make
love
an
it.
entrance.
Roll a d6. This is your chaos die.
Oh.
Can I assist?
Yeah. How do you do it?
Well, I'll wait. Or you know, I'm gonna help him with lifting and moving because we are in Atmo. So, and there's a storm happening. So,
Yep. What do you bid?
I'm gonna bid the crows of a feather.
I love it.
Ooh.
I was seeing
And what do you give
struggling.
him?
I'm gonna give him my brawn, which is a D12.
God damn.
Yeah.
All right, you get a d12 in addition. Go ahead and throw down.
So it's gonna look like like those videos of the deep sea fishermen, like really struggling with the
Yeah.
It's all Dolby's gonna be behind me, like holding my waist, pulling backwards, trying to get me grounded.
So the threshold is 5. Basically, you're gonna get through, but you got to get at least 5 successes to get through. So go ahead and roll. This is your turn. It is a cumulative thing. This is called a skill test. So you're trying to get 5 successes.
Basically holding him steady while he's doing his thing.
So
You're
action and 2
pushing.
brawn is essentially what I got, right?
Yep.
Okay,
And any
we do that roll.
abilities, proficiencies, or ninja gear you want to bid on top of that is fine.
I think I want to see where the dice take me because I want to be able to get out of limbo.
Yeah. I love it.
Let's see. Oh fuck yeah, let's go. A 9, an 8, and an 8. So it looks like 2, 4, 6. Was that 6? Am I mathing
That's
correctly?
6. All right. And what was the threshold?
5.
5.
All right. Clean success. As what happens, you two?
I
Okay,
study up Cherokee Sioux.
And I'm
You
gonna
got
look at
this.
everybody else, be like, all right, stand real tight. I'm just gonna cut a circle around us, and we're just gonna cartoon right through the ceiling, baby.
You hear a shrill. It's like cutting a plate with a knife. High pitched, just resonating as you move through this hole. Ting! Your cutter, your breacher, is depleted. Cherokee, you notice that the 2 D4 batteries are completely done. So it takes 2 D4 because it deals 2 D4 plus 1 damage, by the way.
Okay. No, that's my pen.
Woo! All right. Beyond, a porcelain purple hallway that looks like a hemisphere, so it's a barreled ceiling. It's rather low for you all. The clad are typically shorter than Zen's. They're like 5'5", 5'6". It is luminescent. You're in the middle of a hallway, so it's this awkward angle. As you move in, the ground is spongy looking, but it is metallic feeling as your boots clink on it. Immediately, you hear a chime of what you recognize is an alarm.
Well, let's
Skip
find.
trace.
Go ahead.
Yep. So you see me, and I'm looking at this yellow block. I'm going around because I just half a day ago, a few hours ago, set up some remote detonation explosives. So I'm looking at this and I'm trying to figure out how close it is to what we use with the SSA, to figure out what the remote detonator is, and is it like C4 where I can just pull the detonators out of it, or if they're hardwired in and I have to cut them. But I'm trying to figure out the best way to remove this detonator from the C4, the T4, and get the T4 out of here.
As you're looking at it, you see that it's rather simple to pull the detonators out of it. But you also realize, bidding your trait, which is what?
I bid rock and roll.
Someone has the remote and you don't know who. Literally at any point, that person could push or pull or whatever to make this explode, and they haven't.
Right. And so I'm trying to remove it.
Describe how it's done.
So I see it, and I notice that it has 3 prongs, which are just pushed into the T4. But there is a 4th prong in the bottom, which is actually attached, like it goes into it. It's not the same as the other 3 prongs. So first I slowly pull out the 3 prongs, the electrodes that are in it, so I can pull those 3 out. And then as I'm looking at the last one, it looks a little bit more complicated. I need something to cut the wire as opposed to just pulling it out, because it's maybe attached to something farther in to the T4, which is probably the bigger explosion. So being down in the engineering room, I will look over and see if there is some sort of tin snippers or a wire. There's got to be a wire cutter in here. And so I'll get it and I'll use it to snip the 4th copper wire that goes into the middle of the T4.
You do. Roll a d6. Now, here are the stakes. On a 1, it blows up. Now, you've disconnected it from the main explosive, which you've designated is just deeper into the engine. We'll say it's like the fuel cell. So it's not like literally a bomb. It's just it's a small detonation that will detonate the fuel cell itself. Right? That's what's going to happen on a 1. A surge, boom, it pops the fuel cell. What will happen is you will take a lot of damage, and the engine room will take damage, but the ship will not explode. That's false. That's mishap.
Don't roll
That's a
a 1.
3.
Yay!
All right. As how'd it go? You hear over your shoulder. Burgess is there.
It is the remote detonator has been detached. I can get the explosive out now, and I may be able to use one of our SSA detonators on this, so we'll have control of it to blow it up at a later time.
Dolby, you hear this message. You, Katrina, Alice, Archangel will stay in the airlock. And Cherokee are in the clad ship. Whoom, whoom.
I think
Whoom.
they've found that there's been a breach. Let's see if we can head towards the bridge.
There's a broadcast. You all make sanity rolls or bid to resist this, as there's a broadcast on you from the clad ship.
Does it affect me on the other ship?
No.
Okay.
I'd like to bid voiding it, which is a trait
Yep.
I have.
Drizzle, when you get a chance, roll a d10 and a d8 for Alice.
I
I'm gonna
bid.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I bid Regal Presence.
Two
Okay, so
successes
I'm gonna
for
use. Ooh.
Go on.
I'm gonna use full of piss and vinegar because I am ready to
I love it.
kick some ass and lead the way, door kicker style. So I'm gonna get up front with my. I'm gonna use my hammer in this situation. I don't want to blow a hole in the ship.
All right, so you guys are at a an end, and there's only one way to go. Cherokee runs up front with his hammer. Is it a he for Cherokee?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Yeah. It's
So I'm gonna say he, but nobody knows. Okay.
And
Unless
I will
you wanted
never
to use
correct anyone. So it's like some people call. So I'm an ambiguous looking person, like clean shaven.
Should the arbiter say they or he?
I think that a mix between the two is
All right.
fine.
the
As you see them up front with a hammer, and the rest of you are far behind, or just behind. This sound wrecks down you. It reverberates down. Your intestinal, your fucking testicular fortitude.
There you go.
Your
so
heart,
it's a good thing we're wearing pea suits.
your pea suits protects you. But you hear in multiple languages, many that you don't understand, but some that you do. Stop, please. Remove your armors and your arms. We come in peace. Please stay. A representative will be with you soon. Actions on you guys.
Cool. I would like to make a bid.
Can I press 0 and get a representative now?
Operator.
Yeah.
Can you remove me from your call list?
Amazon is the clad. You're fucked. All right, Dolby, what are you doing?
I would like to make a bid, hide in plain sight to I see that there is just a shaft or a dark corner, and I'm just gonna like an air vent, gonna rip the air vent off, and I'm gonna push the tactical nuke into the air vent and then replace it.
Yep, you do.
This is just more conspiracy. The clad is evil, and they just want to steal our souls. They want to destroy the SSA. Don't buy their lies. Let's find the bridge of this ship and take it. And this ore belongs to the SSA. And we're all gonna face a multitude of them trying to indoctrinate us into their radical fascist socialist agenda, and we won't succumb to their propaganda. All right, let's move forward, team.
All right, Cherokee, you're up front. Katrina, you're just behind. Dolby, you're there. Alice Brick is there. And yeah, what are y'all doing?
Sweeps, doing the four corners, you know, like every door frame. We're working our way to the bridge. Is that what it's called? Where the captain is and all that nonsense?
Yeah, bridge.
Cherokee,
yeah.
Cherokee, what do you bid to do this?
All right. I'm gonna use. I can't read my handwriting.
Good.
I feel
Close quarters combat. Because we've done this kind of tight quarter situation in the past. Actually, no. Hold on. Rephrase. Because I want to save that for later. I'm gonna use fuck it up. Like we know what we're doing. We know how to, you know, kick in doors, check the corners, and get out.
I'm gonna bid Black Agnes to kind of give a direction to, like, I'm gonna like, oh, Cherokee, one sec, and I'm gonna look at a panel to the side and kind of see if there's any indication of like a map or a way to find the bridge.
Really quickly, as you guys go down a couple hallways, you realize it's not that it's a maze, it's just a ship that you don't really know. As Dolby, you look over and you see a panel that you feel like you can actually use. Here's the caveat. Do you know how the Clad think? Do you know their language? If you do, that's fine.
I don't think I do. I'm pretty sure I don't.
I would think it'd be considered a form of like heresy to know the Clad's language, but
Unless
that's
you
You all get a narrative point for realizing that. All of you get a pet, including Drizzle.
My secret primer background that I can't say anything about right this second, particularly, but I would probably know.
I love it.
Like I would say, like rudimentary. I could read like elementary level reading.
All right.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna use my like strategic. Check. Look at this panel. You know, it seemed to have some indication of kind of stuff.
As you guys know, Jazzy, you know how to get there from this map. You know how to read it.
So I'm not exactly sure what that says, because I mean, you know, why would anybody know how to read Clad? That's heresy. But it seems like if I were gonna, you know, hypothesize, I think it is this way. And I'm just heading north down the hallway that we walked out of.
Go on.
I was gonna say I bid Netic to be doing like a localized, you know, trying to hack into their comm systems or like internal comms.
All right. As you
and-
bid Netic,
Go ahead.
go ahead and throw down. It is currently a threshold 3.
That'd
Can we-
probably be wits, maybe. I don't know.
Can we bid Silas
Yep.
to assist her?
If you want.
We don't need to.
Oh, I forgot I bid Silas forever ago. I didn't do anything with it. Because I was
No,
going to do
you did.
exactly what Katrina is doing.
Oh. Cool. So that's
So maybe y'all can work together because I didn't even remember to do anything with that. Is that cool? Like, team up?
sure,
You
but I got 4
probably will not
successes.
need it.
so-
I don't think we need it.
Yeah,
You'll probably
I got
not
4
need it.
successes, so I'm good.
Yeah, I would
Never
save the
mind.
bid
I
for Silas.
never
Yeah,
called
let's-
on Silas.
Yeah, let's save the
I would
bid.
save the Silas.
Oh yeah, and I got a 10, so I can get my Netic back.
Nice.
He said,
As
"Hey,
Katrina,
Silas," and then forgot.
Yep.
as Katrina, you tap in, it seems, to their network. You start getting data.
Probably the same problem, right?
There's been no resistance as you guys are moving up. Cherokee, you have 2 floors to go up. There is, of course, a lift. And there are also Jeffrey's tubes, meaning
I'm at this-
you can climb up ladders.
I'm at the skedaddle.
No, you can't get out yet, motherfucker.
Why?
You got 12 minutes.
I told you 11, not 11:30.
Well, give me 12 minutes.
Fine, whatever.
Moving quick.
There's been
I think
no
we need to
resistance.
take the elevator.
No,
All right,
we
take the
let's
elevator.
take the Jeffrey's tubes. They'll catch on to us. They'll know. If we just take the elevator,
Dolly.
they'll trap us in.
Dolby.
It's
Okay,
all
now we're here.
automated. It's all automated. We need analog.
I got 11 minutes. What do you guys
Those
do?
tubes are so tight. All right. I'm going to use Dancing Bear to get up the fucking ladder. Let's do it.
You guys start going up the Jeffrey's tubes. Katrina, you're behind. You're connected. You listen. You can't connect to the clad and then bounce. Okay. You owe me 11 minutes. So as you guys get up there, you get to the bridge. There's a panel. Who's up front?
Me. Is this something like you're talking like a vent cover, sort of, so to speak? Like a
It's up to
panel
you.
like that? Okay. I'm not I'm catching on that this is kind of weird, so I'm not trying to destroy anything. So I'm going to try to do this as cleanly as possible. And just kind of like
Lift it open. Skip trace. Go on.
I was gonna say, Katrina. Now that she knows that she's in, she'll actually send like a little message into the system that says, "Would you like to play a game?"
What game would you like to play?
Would you-
Immediately responds.
Would you like to play a game?
Let's play a guessing game.
Tic-tac-toe?
What's the game?
The game is, can you guess where I'm gonna blow up your ship next?
The answer is yes.
Where are we gonna? Where?
And the first time, Katrina, there's a pause. Skip trace. You feel, you don't hear it, but you feel the push and then pull of a vacuum seal in the ship. It's the feeling of like an airlock opening and closing. And then you hear up top, something's moving around.
Okay. Have
Quickly.
I pulled the T4 out already?
You have.
Okay.
The ship disengages. You feel it.
Okay.
Wow.
I am going
That's
to climb up the ladder as quick as possible and
And
pull
you
out
see
Betsy.
a thing. Katrina. You have your answer. What do you do?
Yeah, Katrina says, how about we make a deal?
No deal. All of the lights turn off. As Cherokee, you open up the shield, the panel, boom, and you see this large egg-shaped room with all sorts of hollow panels and bridge configurations, and you see all of these humanoids turn with these orangish eyes and glowing patterns on their person, as not all at once, but it sort of flickers and then dies. And you guys hear the vastness of this area and movement in front of you.
I would like to spend cunning.
I
I'd also
would.
like to spend cunning.
Yeah,
Katrina sends cunning too.
I will
Also,
as well.
Skip Trace, you can spend cunning before they take your ship and fly away.
Oh, yeah, I will spend cutting it like when I hear the
Right.
stuff.
All right. You know, Skip, I'm going to leave you to last because I want them to know or not know if they have a way home.
All right, no, that's fine.
All right. Katrina and Jazzy and Dolby, it's on. Action's on you.
I'm gonna leave.
Katrina. Oh, go
Let
ahead.
me. You can do things, but let me. I'm gonna announce our presence, and I'm gonna bid quite a few things. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's your turn.
I would like to bid rethink to activate my authoritarian presence. And I got a little speech I want to make. I know you think the SSA is a warring entity, but we're the good guys in this, and I've come to make a deal. So I've been given full authority to make this deal with you guys so we can avoid conflict. Who should I talk to? Who speaks for your ship?
So, it being your cunning round, they can act at the same time
Sure,
or after you. So, they will be acting with you.
sure.
Okay. So, this means that they are acting at the same time you all are.
Yeah.
You hear a voice. You're not sure if it's in your helm, if you're in your HUD, or if it's spoken. You sort of feel it in your armor, like almost resonated by the ship itself. You have infiltrated our ship.
This is our ore.
You see before you, a good 30 feet, a flash of heat in the form of a sword,
You could fight me.
blue.
And I hold out my dead man switch.
As many of these swords appear. From the glare and the gleam of them, you can see that they are defenders of the people that you saw before. There's four of them.
Are these La Resistance?
No.
Or these are clad. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm not here to fight, and you guys will win. I'm not fooling around that. But ultimately you'll lose, because if I
You
die,
won't sacrifice yourselves.
oh, you don't know me.
You are selfish beings.
You think we are selfish, but you need this cobalt. I propose we make a truce, and if you give me just a percentage, a small percentage, everybody can just go on their way.
You see the four swords
Or
aka
we could all die.
Hellions, aka Hellions, step back, kind of relax their pose, and a singular person seems to walk out. This person is tall, 7 feet perhaps, white, just alabaster skin, almost like a doll. This is a humanoid. You would guess perhaps a man at first, but then you realize it's androgynous. Wearing like a toga of sorts with blue eyes, azure eyes. Keeps a distance from you all, but stands there looking at you in the darkness. Speak.
I've been given orders, and the orders are not to fight the Clad. That's not the orders that I was given. My orders are to get this cobalt distributed back to the SSA. I really don't care about the diplomacy of this planet or really anything on it, but I know that conflict here could potentially end if we just split the resource.
I propose an idea to the room. We are not going to be the only ones that show up here if we don't resolve this now. Because if we don't solve the problem, the SSA will send more people to solve the problem later.
And we don't want that. We want to just walk away. We got a
We
ship.
have heard this. We have heard this before. Not
who?
as it holds up its hand. It holds up its hands. It holds up its hand by the SSA. Not to say we disagree with you. It turns to Katrina. You have used the sacred element. Many are on their way.
Oh, that. I sure did. And they are, including my family.
She doesn't speak for us, but she's done an asset for us. I can guarantee you that we could work out a deal to make this end, and I can take some of the people that have made this planet difficult for you with you, because I see this planet is full of your people. I see the workers, the enslaved workers on this planet are dissident groups of law
They are
resistance.
not our people.
I'm just going to turn to Dolby and be like, you literally just assumed that this one person is like all brown people.
No. I mean, I know that the factory workers on this planet are associated with clad groups.
The resistance.
I know.
Yeah, for the out of game, the clad are like the white people, by the way.
Oh no, I know. I just was like saying you're generalizing. Like,
Yeah.
I there's some connection. There's some connection there in the story. I've run across your resistance leaders, and I don't.
Dolby, what do you bid with this diplomacy?
I will bid.
And Cherokee, how do you aid him? For you two having this debate, this clad person, Alabast as he is called,
Thank you.
they are called, watches your all's discussion. What is the discussion you do? Katrina, do you join in? It is obvious
yes,
they're watching you.
yes, but also no. Katrina, while they're having a verbal conversation, Katrina will message to the network. You should also factor in that this deal will include the Telmus Corporation, who has a much deeper interest in the region than does the Sol System Authority.
You do so.
We
We need
don't-
logistics anyway.
we don't need cobalt like you guys do. It's helpful to power our ships, maybe to manipulate some social situations here and there. But for the most part, I believe that the lack of communication between what's going on here will disrupt the flow of cobalt, and that would be bad for you. And I realize that you need it.
You're the first of your kind who have come to us to speak plainly.
This universe is a big universe. So why do we have to fight at every single corner when the reality is I'm sure you guys want to be left alone?
Katrina, you get a message. What are your terms?
My terms are simply cooperation within reason with the Sol System Authority, as well as using Telmus Corporation as a mediator.
The Telmus Corporation is the Sol System Authority.
We are not. We are.
You might
we
as
work
well
with
be.
them. We operate within the Sol System Authority, but we do not obey all their rules.
You're not their head, but you're their elbows.
Perhaps, but sometimes the elbows move when the head doesn't realize it.
What do you offer beside them? They offer a cooperation.
We offer logistics.
What do you mean?
Well, we already have an established trading schema in this area. We can help
So
improve the
does
efficiency.
Ramada.
That's true. But Ramada does not have the backing of the Sol System Authority, and therefore does not have the ability to move as much product as efficiently as does the Telmus Corporation.
Are you their operative?
No, I am their heir.
Why do you consult with these?
Unfortunate circumstances, nothing more.
Why do you consult with these?
Because they have threatened me into doing so. And
Why
because
do you consult with these?
rephrase.
You sound desperate.
I'm not desperate. I am making the best of a
Communication
bad
shuts off
situation.
as this person, Alabast, looks at you without missing a beat. We will agree. Talking to you, Dolby.
Good. We will agree too.
I'm gonna use elite and kind of like subversively use my fame/face to like seal the deal for sure. Like they will recognize me in a subtle like oh shit, and be like, okay, fine.
You're gonna have to describe that more.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna jump down to Alabaster and reach out a hand. And then, like, as I jump down, the voice that was the red sword probably would recognize my face. I mean, my family is a very elite primer family, and there's some lore and history there between the the clad and the elite humans on Prime.
Dolby, you see Cherokee walk up. What does and clasp hands with Alabast. Katrina, What does Dolby see you do?
Does he see me do? He doesn't see me do anything. Katrina just sort of looks like she's standing there, no more or less normally. I mean, he might like if he had the right angle, he might see that her netic, implant is lit up, but that's about it.
As Alabas walks up and looks up at you, looks slightly down at you because he's about 7 feet. Clasping your hand.
Ramit is on the way. So is Telmar. And I don't think either one of us want this world to become a bloodbath.
We want nothing of... You see it searching. Alabas searching for the word. The violence of your species.
I know we're not necessarily the most logical beings, but if the Soul System Authority sees that there is a figurehead in place and that cobalt flows back to the SSA, this planet will be forgotten.
You hear, Katrina, what can Talmar shipping do for us? Ramada and the SSA can do just as good as you propose. With greater security for us. How can you benefit us?
I can benefit you because, unlike the SSA, I have nothing against your kind.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean. I have nothing against the machines who think.
Tell us in plain words.
I have nothing against the artificially intelligent.
Katrina, you may bid or throw down to know what just happened.
Oh, I'll bid Tech Mage. I like that one. Yeah, that's good.
Skip trace. You hear this entire conversation. Katrina, you know that this conversation was broadcast to somewhere nearby, but you don't know to whom. Skip, as you come up, you see before you what looks like a space marine, a knight. It's about 6.5 feet tall, clad in this sleek armor with a sword that looks similar to Dolby's, but not quite as deadly. And a gun on its back. As it turns, there's one walking into the cockpit. As it turns and looks at you, it hesitates. You notice.
Stop right there.
You see it click its sword. It lights with a blue and white energy. It's not attacking, but it is ready.
Okay, with that though, I really want to go.
Yep. Yeah, Katrina, thank you very much.
See you guys. See you next week.
Yep.
Yeah,
Night.
great job.
He sees me with my right hand reach behind and grab Betsy, my big gun, and pull it up. And then with my left hand, I reach down and grab Lucille. And I'm like, if we want to go, we'll go.
You see him kick the door, as the ship, boom, you feel the inertia pull off, and he starts towards you, and that is where we will end. Does Skip Trace get the ship back against these 2 or 3?
So
Or not.
did I only hear Katrina's and Alabaster's conversation?
It's up to you. Dolby and Cherokee, did you broadcast your conversation to Skip Trace?
I'm not a
probably
tech
did
savvy
not.
person, so I'm almost always on wide open chat.
So they probably heard it through Cherokee, but I was talking through my little speakers.
Yeah.
I think I got a goal, a minor goal.
What'd you get?
Have someone follow orders.
I haven't made it.
You can use that.
My
this
major-
time. Yes.
Someone followed orders. So my major goal was to de-escalate Katrina.
Oh
Nice.
yeah, you got it. You got it.
That's
Okay, so we
nice.
pick up 2 team goals.
Yeah.
So that puts us at 28.
Woohoo!
And my major goal was to infiltrate the clad ship.
You got it. You
so-
got it.
So that makes us 29.
So what does that all do?
It's 1 experience and 1 pip for a minor goal. Is that correct?
Yep.
And you get 1 cunning
So-
back. Or
Yep.
no?
And 1 breath.
And 1 breath.
Okay, for a major goal, you get all of your cunning, all of your breath,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone, including you, gets a pip,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get 2 XP.
Okay.
Was your Jazzy? Was yours a major goal or a minor goal?
It was a major goal.
Okay,
So
so
everyone gets a pip. Jazzy, you get 2 XP. You get all of your
Okay.
cunning, all of your breath back.
How many experience is it again to the next mastery rank? 3.
3.
3.
So once you get over that, cash it in. Every 3, you get an advancement of any
I think
kind
I
you
might
want.
be at 3 because I think I
Right.
got 1 last time.
Yep. So advance on the next montage, which means next game, or do it now and then you've advanced.
do it. Yeah, I would do it if you can think of with an advancement. You can add an ability or upgrade an ability or add a proficiency or add a trait to one of your ninja gear. You can also add just a regular trait, but to be honest, with an advancement, a regular trait's kind of like the low rung, like because you can do a regular
with
trait
pips.
with having 5 pips. Yeah.
Sure. And then also, we're starting to get into end game. It's getting to the point where we need to be narrowing down our cornerstone abilities. What is it that we use that's our kaboom?
So, sometimes
but
this
also-
is a really great after hours conversation, and if you want, we can go ahead and do our readout and take a short break and do an after hours.
Yep, let's do it.
Let me go back to my mouse is off.
Back to the basics of things.
Basics. All right, come back. And we'll do like a good 20-30 minute after hours, and then we'll be good.
Into space, DreadLore.
And to space.
There we go.
Into
My mouse is trying to play dead. Okay. So, we have been playing DreadLore, a new TTRPG that rewards immersive gameplay. Tonight's game was Into Space. In DreadLore, players use their character traits to gain a bit of control over the fiction. If their task is particularly difficult or opposed, they might have to throw down.
Throw down.
Throw down.
Sanity roll? Throw down. So I have been Jazzi Cabbage / Cherokee Sue. We have Ken Howl, who is Dolby, Andrea Elliott-Johnson, who is Katrina, Daniel Holker, who is Burgess, Burgess question mark?
Burgess.
Max is Silas, who was not here tonight, and our arbiter, Bill Bunkum. Way. Thanks to the music from All Lowercase Letters and Mr. Interrupt, and our Patreon peeps, Nostalgic, Natalia Cline, Tim Roberts, and Daniel Holker. Just in case y'all didn't hear it. Thanks to Couchfire Media for the production and the visuals, and thanks to Terrible Productions for whatever they do, and our sponsor, Weird Dying Cornfield in Ohio. Bill, final thoughts?
We'll be back in a minute.
Bill's gone.